Hello everyone and welcome back to Love is Strange. So we just started the Kate route and we're going with her somewhere. I don't think we know where yet, but we're on the bus and we're pulling up in front of a large white building. Probably a church, but it's the hospital. Aw, it's cute. I glanced around as we entered, taking in the atmosphere. It was nothing special on the inside. White walls, shining linoleum floors, people in scrubs darting in and out of patient rooms. Just an ordinary hospital. If it weren't for the television in the waiting room or the hushed voice of the receptionist taking calls at the front desk, the whole place would be eerily quiet. I look over at Kate, envious of her calm. I don't know, I feel like in hospitals there's always like a sort of constant lull, you know? Like there's always... Sometimes it can get pretty hectic and crazy, but most of the time I feel like it's quite not silent, but relaxing, kind of. Like, you'll always hear somebody's heart monitor and like, just like some white noise in the background almost. At least I feel that way. Hospitals give me the creeps. What could possibly be worthy of a photo contest entry in a place like this? Maybe a photo of a doctor? Kate leads the way, skipping the receptionist and heading straight to the elevator. She presses the button to go up and we wait for the elevator to descend. So, a hospital, huh? Oh my god, the drawing is Chloe, Max and, I think that's Kate. Unlike Kate, who actually looks very sure of herself here, I'm a little skeptical. I know what you're thinking, but, well, just trust me. It'll make sense once you see where we're going. She must be able to sense my unease, because after a pause she turns to look at me. You do trust me, right, Max? Of course. No question, Kate's never steered me wrong before. Oh my god, I was just thinking like, is there a photo of the hot dog man? And there is. Yes, of course I trust you. I'm just a little nervous. I haven't been to a hospital since... Okay, you're gonna laugh, but when I was little, I chewed the eye of my teddy bear and swallowed it. That's actually in the main game. It's a nice little detail. Kate's concern instantly melts away as she smiles. That is so cute. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. You must have been so scared. I was. I just remember, like, doctors in white coats looming over me. Freaky. I shivered a little at the memory. To this day, I still can't watch medical dramas without getting creeped out. Before my mind can stray to any dark places, I feel fingers brushing gently against mine, making my heart skip slightly. No doctors will get you this time, don't worry. Her voice, gentle and reassuring, makes me slightly less anxious. The elevator arrives and we step inside. Kate presses the 4 button almost immediately, like she's done this countless times before. The doors open and Kate gently beckons me forward with a nod of her head. She's buzzing with energy, looking around the wing in excitement. It's actually really adorable. Looking around, I don't blame her. Colours are splashed along the walls, completely contrasting the blank ones of the floor below. The main area is filled with plush chairs and beanbags, and there's a small table with chairs in the corner, littered with toys and colouring books. That honestly sounds really fancy. Last time I was at the hospital was probably like 2 years ago maybe, and we had like a small area for little kids, which I didn't really go in. Then there was like a quote-unquote teen section, and it just had like books and like a TV and some DVDs. But I got to have a TV in my room, so hey, that was pretty cool. A children's wing? But this place looks like super fancy. Like, they actually put effort into it. After scoping out the area, she turns back to me with a grin. Looks like no one's around. Should we surprise them? She points to one of the rooms down the corridor. I shake my head. You go first. I'll wait out here. I've never been that good around kids. Not like Kate. She's a natural mothering type. Kate bumps my shoulder slightly with her own as she walks past me to stand outside one of the rooms. They don't bite, you know. Kids do bite, man. Charlie bit my finger. She flashes a mischievous grin and darts into the patient's room before I can retort. I don't mind. It's so nice having Kate in good spirits. Again, sorry, I like hiccuped. A moment later, I hear her talking in a soft voice. That's a little, that's a quote from the first game, and that's not the context it's used in. Then a shriek of absolute delight. doesn't take long for the other kids to catch on, a small crowd gathering outside the room Kate is in. They ambush her as she leaves the room, gathering around her legs and all babbling at her excitedly. She's like the Snow White of kids. Of kids? Snow White with kids, you know. Snow White's very good with animals, and Kate is like that, but with kids. Kate is all smiles, and her usual shyness is gone completely as she listens and responds to each of the kids. I'm a mess. A few of them turn towards me and I freeze. Kate smiles in my direction and looks down at the kids. That's my friend Max. She takes the prettiest pictures with her camera. I flush and shake my head. I don't know about that. I can't meet Kate's kind green eyes right now, so mine dart around the room instead. There's a stack of colouring book pages on the little table, all filled in with crayon. Looks like I might have competition from these guys anyway. This seems to distract the attention off me, as the kids eagerly drag Kate towards the table, wanting to show off their work. I hang back, sinking into one of the beanbag chairs to watch them some more, amazed at Kate's ability to handle them so well. Caring, patient and attentive, she really knows how to listen to each of them individually. The kids eventually get caught up in drawing more pictures and Kate sinks down next to me. It's a big beanbag, so I move over to make room for her. They're sweet, don't you think? I thought they'd give us some inspiration for a nice photo. I think so too. These kids are so innocent and sweet. It's a nice break from how harsh the world can be, a perfect subject for a photo. Kate looks happy at my approval. They're the sweetest kids I know. I think letting them be the stars of our photo is going to mean a lot to them. Makes them feel important, you know? I nod sympathetically. They're all really young. It must be tough being away from their parents. I might be wrong, but aren't parents allowed to stay in hospitals with their kids? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I feel like you're at least allowed to sleep in the room. After a beat, Kate says something else softly, looking at her hands instead of me. It means a lot to me for sure. Although when I was in hospital, my family didn't stay with me, but I feel like if a 4-year-old is in hospital, for example, the parents would probably be allowed to stay. Kate's voice is full of sincerity and gratitude. All thanks to you? It was your awesome idea. I'm just supplying the camera. She rolls her eyes. Well, that just makes us even more of a team. We wouldn't have a chance at winning without you. She looks at the kids again. But I don't think it's thanks to me at all. They're the ones who inspire me. They're so young but still so brave. I owe them a lot, even if they don't realise it. Definitely. They really love you too. It's so cute. Looks like I made Kate blush this time. I know. Some of them don't get a lot of attention. Their parents are either rich and leave all their kids' care up to the nurses, or so busy working to provide for the rest of their families that they can't make it out here in person. So I tried to keep them occupied. Kate, that's so awesome. You're like their cool big sister. Kate raises an eyebrow. Cool kids spend their time volunteering on weekends? I'm not sure some of our classmates would agree with you. I rolled my eyes just thinking about the cool kids at Blackwell. Jocks and narcissists that like to tear people down. Art school comes with its snobs, unfortunately. Definitely. Volunteering is totally punk rock, as Chloe would say. Honestly, me? I would say that as well. You really think so? There's a noticeable change in Kate's tone of voice, quiet and despondent as she turns her attention to the kids instead of me. Kate? Something's definitely bothering her. I sensed it back at the diner, but it feels even stronger now. We don't speak for a moment. I reach out to touch her shoulder gently, causing her to jump a little. Sorry, I zoned out. Kate, whatever's going on, I want to help. Kate sighs. That face is really cute, looking at her hands. I don't know if you can. Let me try at least. I know I don't always have the best ideas, but I don't like to see you hurting. This brings her attention back to me. I smile encouragingly. You trust me, don't you? I don't expect her to agree so quickly, but she does. I do trust you, Max. Okay. I've been dealing with some really mean people recently. What? Who? Who would even be mean to Kate? I know she's so precious. It started with the Bible study I tried to start at Blackwell. I was just trying to make a safe space for discussion, but some kids didn't like it. First, someone wrote curse words on my room slate. Then Hayden and his friends started whispering about me in the halls. And then somebody made some awful drawings of me. She doesn't explain further, and I don't want to make her. I'm already plenty furious. I don't get very angry this often, but when it comes to Kate, I feel like I have to protect her. Especially now, when she's getting ganged up on for no reason. Kate, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. Better that you didn't. I'm probably just being too sensitive. No, you're not. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. Especially not Kate, poor thing. Kate shrugs. Maybe, but what can I do about it? I'm not strong like you, Max. Oh man, ignoring them doesn't really help. I'm just gonna say stand up for yourself. I don't think either of them are particularly good. They're kind of cliche and like, you know, they don't really help, but I think stand up for yourself is better than just ignore them. You can't let them walk all over you like that. If you don't stand up for yourself, they're just gonna keep going after you. I don't want to like say this is what you should do, but I heard from somebody online that just beating the crap out of them makes them stop. If they think you're weak and they can walk all over you, they're gonna do it. But if you kick the shit out of them, they're gonna, even if you don't win maybe, they'll at least see that you're putting up a fight and they'll leave you alone. But don't take my word for that. I don't want to be responsible for getting all 0 of you watching into fights. I don't want you to come to me and be like, Chloe, I got beat up from your advice. I'm sorry. Disregard everything I say. That is not okay, so you've got to tell them to step off before it gets worse. Kate considers this, looking a little intimidated at the notion. I know I should, but I just... You don't think you're strong enough, I know. So, when I played Life is Strange for the first time, I have changed a lot since then, and back then, when she said if she should go to the police or look for evidence, I chose look for evidence, and thinking back now, I really regret that. Being the kind of person I am now, I am just, I mean everyone should be, but I'm just disgusted at things like what she went through, and so I absolutely feel like she should report it. At the time my thinking was like, well, they're not going to believe us, which I guess is valid, I don't know, but I wish I'd said I'll go to the police rather than, you know, wait and find evidence. But anyway, but you're so kind to me, and these kids, and even the people who aren't nice to you, that makes you stronger than they could ever hope to be. I mean, she's only nice if she, like, chooses not to brag when she dumps the paint on Victoria in episode 1. Oh wait, oh we said that, wow I'm stupid. That's so nice of you to say, Max. I just don't know if I believe it. I shake my head. You've got this, Kate. I have faith in you. Kate nods. You always have, so I'll try to do it for you. Do it for yourself first. That's the most important thing. Kate actually beams at this, and I get that warm, awesome feeling in my chest. You're a blessing, Max. Kate gets to her feet and takes a glance at the clock. I'm a little tired now that I got that off my chest. Would you mind heading back to Blackwell now? After I say goodbye to the kids, of course. Sure, whenever you're ready. Watching her light up as she talks to the kids again eases my worries. I just hope my advice helped her. Wednesday. I'm still reeling over what Kate told me yesterday. I could never have guessed she was getting trouble from bullies. Who could be mean to Kate Marsh of all people? It makes me furious to think about, and kind of lousy at the same time. Let's read the diary. October 8th, later. After talking over possible photo locations, I decided to just leave it up to Kate. We wound up taking the bus right from the 2 Wells to the hospital. Not the first place I would have picked, but I tried to get into it, even though I was confused. And I haven't liked hospitals since I was little. Lucky for me, Kate knows exactly what she's doing. The moment we stepped into the children's ward, it all clicked into place. This is what Kate finds fulfilling. Seeing her with the kids was wonderful. If there had been someone like Kate around when I had been in the hospital, I probably wouldn't find them so creepy now. I was feeling pretty good until Kate disclosed to me that she's been dealing with a lot of arseholes lately. I hate that my suspicions were right. But she's better than them, and I'm going to make sure she knows it. Sorry, I was looking at that drawing. I've got her back, because she's had mine ever since I met her. I'm supposed to be her friend, and I had no idea this was going on. I should have said something, asked her out for tea, or sent her a text at least. Some friend you are, Max. This is the worst. But there's no use worrying about what I didn't do. It's not like I can rewind time and fix it. The important thing is being here for Kate in the present, in whatever way she needs. The bus reaches its destination, jerking me out of my thoughts. I have to stop by the boardwalk today. There's a lot of neat little shops down here. Handmade souvenirs, antique stores, gift shops. There's even a place that sells camera gear for the tourists looking to preserve their memories of our sleepy little beach town. This shop also sells hella cheap Polaroid film, which I need to take the contest photo. I asked Kate to come along, telling her that I wanted some company, though it's more for her sake than mine. She needs a day to relax, especially after I made her spill her guts to me yesterday. She seemed okay when I texted her last night, but I still wanted to see her in person to make sure. And her response to being asked to join me was so damn cute. I pull out my phone to let Kate know that I have arrived, glancing over my last received text from her. Sounds wonderful. I'll see you around 9, and I promise I won't be late this time. XOXO, Gossip Girl. Relief washes over me again, and I smile. I hope those emojis are legit. Too much sad Kate is not a good thing. I'm about to type out a quick text, but there's no need. I can see Kate on a bench not too far from me, hands folded in her lap, staring out at the glittering ocean. I put my phone away again and start to walk quickly in her direction, not wanting to keep her waiting. She sees me out of the corner of her eye as I approach, smiling up at me. Max, there you are. Hey Kate, sorry if I kept you waiting long. I rubbed the back of my neck sheepishly, thinking about the 3 times I'd hit the snooze button on my alarm this morning. Kate shrugs, nonchalant. She's quiet today. I hope I didn't upset her too much yesterday, bringing up all of her problems. I reach forward and tentatively squeeze her shoulder. How are you feeling? Her eyes don't leave my face, but she seems to perk up at my touch. Okay, I actually felt like playing my violin this morning. I haven't touched it in a week. I had noticed. Kate had stopped playing her violin in the mornings right around the time she'd started acting sad. I can't stop myself from smiling. That's so great. I must have slept right through it, but I'm sure it was nice, as always. She looks away, suddenly shy. Actually, I didn't get the chance. I was too, excited to be here. She looks back up at me, her eyes bright. Something about Kate is that I feel like it will be a little easier to get her to acknowledge and act on her feelings, because with Chloe and Rachel, well, maybe not Rachel because she's pretty confident, but with Chloe and Victoria, they were kind of like, oh, I like you, but I don't really know how to go about it, so we're going to have like all this kind of flirty stuff, but is it flirty or are we just joking? Oh, it was actually flirty and we're together now, all that stuff. I feel like Kate is more maybe open about her thoughts, so I feel like she'll just kind of come out and be like, I like you, maybe. See, look, she's doing it now, with you. She says it with such a gentle voice that it makes my heart melt. I pretend to be distracted by a seagull milling around behind us, her sweetness giving me a momentary loss for words. And of course I can't even show up on time. You could have been playing your violin instead of waiting for my lazy bones. Kate, not even remotely peeved, just laughs and rises to her feet. It's fine, really. I can play later. Maybe you could even join me on your guitar. I nod immediately. Kate and I only played together once, but it's still one of my favourite memories with her. Definitely, we're long overdue for a jam session. Couldn't agree more. She looks so excited. I wonder if she's remembering it too. Kate looks over her shoulder at the shops ahead of us, then back to me. Shall we go? I nod, letting Kate lead the way. We stop by the camera shop first. Kate doesn't do a lot of browsing, hanging back to look at some cute lanyards while I pick out my film. Okay, I have to have a drink, I'm sorry. My throat is parched. and I don't bother to edit them out. A, because I'm lazy, B, because they only take like 3 seconds. After we exit, Kate and I wander for a little while. Kate remarks that she doesn't get out much, so a lot of the shops are new to her. If that's the case, I'm even happier that I invited her along. Even though the shops are pretty ordinary and shabby by most people's standards, Kate is really enjoying herself, eyes wide with interest. We come across a shop filled with stuffed animals, and Kate actually pulls my arm over to look at them with her. It's a shame that more people never get to see this side of Kate, the side where she banters and acts silly, just because they never get to know her. It makes me feel pretty special. Maybe that's just the effect Kate has on everyone. She's such a warm person after all. Or maybe there's more to it than that. More to me and Kate. A gentle tapping on my shoulder brings me back to reality. Kate stops us outside of a small, sweet-smelling stand. Boy, that's hard to say. Surrounded by tables with big umbrellas attached. A small sign hangs on the front, advertising fresh tea and baked goods. It's been so long since we last had one of our tea dates. I was actually thinking about the tea dates when they mentioned the jam session. I take in another whiff of the fragrant air coming from the stand, then look back over at Kate. Way too long. Want to stop here for a bit? We order our drinks and sit down at one of the small tables outside. The boardwalk's not very busy today, so there's not a lot of people watching to do. Kate and I practically have the whole place to ourselves. Still feeling adventurous, I opt to order the house blend. The spices emanating from it are powerful, and as I take a sip, my nose wrinkles. I let out a groan of surprise, and Kate grins at me from across the table. Too nice to laugh at my misfortune, but I can see it on her face. That's really strong. How's your tea? It's good. I always get chamomile because I'm boring. She says this with a smile, so I know it's not self-deprecating. My drink of choice from coffee shops is always hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate, I'm a slut for it. It helps with my anxiety too. I nod, a little concerned. You have that a lot? Girl, same. Kate arches an eyebrow. Max, I'm attending one of the most notable art schools in the state. There's so much pressure with that, you know? Not to mention homework and my strict family checking in on me. Kate's bluntness makes me grin. We've both felt the stress. Blackwell does have a reputation after all. Point taken. Maybe I should try drinking that stuff too. Kate takes a sip of her own tea, thoughtful. There's other teas for stress too. Passion flower, lavender. Peppermint's good too, but a little too sweet for me. I glance at the 3 empty packs of sugar surrounding my tea, then back up at Kate. I'm getting worse than Chloe these days. I don't think I'd have that problem. Kate actually giggles at that. No, I guess you wouldn't. You could try. She stops herself suddenly, looking down at her tea. After a pause, she notices my worried look and speaks again. Sorry, you must be bored of me talking by now. I feel like I've been rambling so much today. Come on. Why can't I say no? Just a little. It's not like Kate's bothering me. She could never. Just a little bit, but I don't mind. Kate looks away apologetically. Sorry, whenever I hang out with other people, they usually talk over me. It's different with you. I'm getting like a kind of strong the ghost from Undertale. I can't remember his name. Napstablook. I'm getting like Napstablook vibes from her right now because she's just so sad and gloomy. I hope she doesn't think that's a bad thing. I almost said Metaton. Kate deserves to be heard as much as anyone else. You're allowed to be the centre of attention too, you know. Kate looks at me skeptically. I'd rather not be, honestly, but I appreciate the thought, Max. People get surprised when I actually have things to say. I guess I just don't stand out that much. I actually know exactly how you feel, Kate. She seems surprised by this statement. You do? But your photos are amazing, Max. Everyone knows you for them. Why do you think everyone was so eager to have you submit one for the contest? You really do have a gift, Max. I shift a little uncomfortably. I know everyone thinks so, but I don't see it sometimes. That doesn't make it untrue. You're just insecure. I smile at her knowingly. Kinda like you, huh? She pauses, suddenly very interested in the napkin under her disposable teacup. Maybe. I'm serious, Kate. Your drawings are awesome. Just as good as my photos. I lean forward as if sharing a little inside joke with her. I still haven't erased that drawing you left on my room slate, just in case it's worth something one day. Kate had doodled a cute doe on my room slate a few days earlier, wearing a plaid shirt and a camera around its neck, an obvious caricature. Kate erupts into giggles at that. Okay, now you're being way too nice. Whoa, swear word. I spent 2 minutes on that crap, tops. I gasped dramatically, mock offended. How dare you, Kate Marsh? That doe is obviously adorable. Kate crosses her arms. Well, I did use you as an inspiration, so you could be biased. Kate, please, that is not the only reason. I shut up and take a sip from my tea, a sudden heat rushing to my cheeks. For some reason, the implication that Kate may think I'm adorable is making me trip on my words. It better not be. I actually want to write children's books one day, and do the illustrations, of course, so cute art is a must. I grin at the thought. That's perfect work for you, Kate. Kate beams back at me. I didn't have a lot of friends when I was younger, so I read a ton of picture books. They were a big comfort to me. I even kept some of them to read when I'm sad. Pretty childish, huh? No, it's cute. My room back home is practically a museum of old kid stuff I've never thrown away. Plus, I still sleep with Captain, my, stuffed bear. Kate laughs softly. That makes me feel better. I actually don't have any stuffed animals. Alice is enough for me. We keep talking until the remnants of our tea have long gone cold. I haven't even realised that it was nearly 3 in the afternoon. Your eyes are the sun. I'm not going to sing. As we're walking away from the small tea shop, I catch Kate smiling at me. Thanks for always listening to me, Max. You know you don't have to thank me for that. Her fingers graze across my arm gently, getting my attention. Here we go. I just feel like I can talk to you about anything. Not everyone cares about what the quiet Christian girl has to say, but you genuinely do, so thanks. Okay, I know this is kind of like a little bit of an awkward place to leave it, but I've been trying to end the video for like 2 minutes now and they just keep talking. So I'm going to end it here and also leave you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger. Who is the person talking to us? You don't know and I don't know. And if I don't know and you don't know, do you know? But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and in the next episode we'll find out who's talking to us. I feel like I don't think we are, but it kind of feels like we're almost done with Kate's route. I don't think we are, because each episode has been about 6. Each storyline has taken like 6 episodes to complete, so it'll probably be the same for Kate, but it kind of feels like we're near the end. I don't know. Maybe just because things are already happening, like we're already kind of flirting, she's already touching her arm and all that stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.